So with this, we'll begin with the first session of the day, that is on NABL accreditation and quality assurance. My privilege to welcome our speaker, Mr. Ashok Kumar. He is the postgraduate in molecular biology and biochemistry. He is the Deputy Director of Medical Testing at National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories and has been a part of NABL for the last 13 years. He has experience of having worked as biochemist in private laboratories of Vijayanand Diagnostic Center and Dayanand Medical College and Hospital at Ludhiana, and as research fellow at Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, Chandigarh. He is an alumnus of Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And we request you to kindly begin the session.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, President Kaho, Dr. Vijay Agarwal, Dr. Lalu Joseph, Secretary General, Dr. Aparna Jairam, and the Dr. Organizing Committee Chairman, Dr. Suvin Shetty and his team, Dr. Geeta Fulari, and it's my great pleasure for me too that I am here for with you for this workshop. Let me thanks to our organizing committee chair, Dr. Suvin, for accommodating me in this workshop. I also thank my management for giving me this opportunity and this moment for joining with you all and having my sharing my views with you. Today I shall begin with my presentation on this topic that we have now decided that the topic of this quality for this quality workshop, that NABL accreditation and quality assurance. So to begin with this, I'll share some the history of NABL. That you all know that NABL accreditation started with this standard ISO 17025. Initially, we started medical testing under this program of NABL accreditation under the ISO IEC 17025, and it started in 1982. After that, this we got the APEC and ILEC MRA in year 2000, and then when we got this our own standard for ISO 15189 own standard for medical testing, then the program under this 15189 started in the 2003 with the first edition of the ISO 15189 2003 edition, and we got the first MRA effect and MRA on 2008, and subsequently ILEC MRA in 2012. And PTP and reference material, we also started the program in 2011 in PTP program, and the APEC and ILEC MRA was also obtained for this program. Similarly, reference material, we started program in 2014 and obtained the APEC MRA and ILEC MRA for the program. So NABL is a full member of APEC and ILEC, and we are the signatory to the mutual recognition arrangement since year 2000. So we have the topic of this accreditation and quality assurance. While seeing the topic, I felt that both accreditation and quality assurance go hand in hand. So if the accreditation is required, one should have the quality assurance, and if somebody is having quality assurance or labs are having quality assurance, they can gain the accreditation. So it's a kind of reversible kind of relationship between the accreditation and this quality assurance. To gain accreditation, laboratories make the claims in the application, documentations, implementation of the quality management system is checked. And further to ascertain the lab's quality, competence of laboratory and compliance to the requirements, NABL conducts audits, assessments to give a formal recognition, formal certification to the laboratories for their quality assurance practices. First, we need to know the difference between the accreditation certification. We we internationally in terms ISO, in terms of this accreditation, we have this definition that is a third party attestation of the conformity assessment body. Conformity assessment body, here is the laboratory to convey that it's a formally demonstrated competence or to carry out the specific conformity assessment task. Whereas the certification is understood as a confirmation of the compliance to the set of requirements or the standard. So major difference is of the technical competence, demonstration of the technical competence to the requirements of the standard and to the for the specific conformity assessment activities or tasks performed by the laboratories. Under the quality assurance programs, we all know, and all participants who are here, they are following the quality assurance program, and they use the measurement procedures, equipments which are validated and verified at the end of the laboratories before use. Laboratories do follow IQC practices, use IQC materials, certified reference materials to check their performance, day-to-day performance, and then on the for the getting the laboratory results. Laboratories participate in PT program regularly and follow their documented SOP procedures. Laboratories, they are for monitoring their continued compliance to the requirements by conducting their scheduled audits. So the labs have their own quality assurance programs they are doing to maintain the quality and for the better patient care. So with these quality assurance programs, when these quality assurance programs are there in the labs, so for them, for such labs, gaining an accreditation becomes easy. So there in accreditation process, our main objective is to check the laboratory's quality management system to ascertain the laboratory's quality competence by checking the lab's claims made in the laboratory's application. Laboratory makes the scope. In the scope, they apply for certain disciplines. For example, clinical biochemistry, clinical pathology, hematology, and for those claims, for those services, NABL audit teams checks the lab's claims, documentation, and implementation are checked during the assessments. While doing the assessments, we have system of checking the lab's competence by doing the testing, test witnessing, which includes the testing of a fresh sample collected during the assessment. Sorry for that. Yes, test witnessing includes the testing, retesting. In the retesting, the labs perform the use the previously tested sample to show the reproducibility of the results and also gives the confidence to the assessment team that they are reproducing the similar results. Document review remains the main uh, main way of conducting the assessment. All the places where the documents are there, like SOPs, procedures, records, they are being checked by the assessment team to ascertain the lab's continued compliance, lab's performance, interviewing the laboratory personnel. Laboratory persons' competence is being checked with the test witnessing, interviewing the laboratory personnel, and the assessment of laboratory processes during the assessment gives a confidence to the accreditation body that lab is following the processes as defined in the as defined by the laboratory in their quality management system, which is finally as per the ISO 15189 ISO standard. Technical competency, when it comes the technical competency, for that the technical competency is checked for these major elements, which are man or the personnel involved in the measurement process, measurement methods, of course, validated and verified methods, material. Material means the measurement or the analyte present in the sample. So machine, measuring equipment, and the environment. So to ascertain the technical competency, these factors are taken into the consideration while doing the test witnessing during the assessment. So while NABL is doing the assessments, NABL doing the assessments, so these principles are being followed while conducting the assessment, while scheduling the assessment. The personnel involved in the scheduling of the assessment, conducting of the assessment are bound to follow these principles. In NABL, personnel involved in the scheduling of the assessment or managing the accreditation assessment programs, the officers, accreditation officers, and the auditors, they follow these principles. Integrity is the first place. They have to follow. They have to maintain the maintain the ethical way of handling the situation, taking the conducting the assessment. They will have honestly. They will have to take the conduct the assessment for the labs which are there for their assignment. Their presentation of the reports. So while doing the assessment, the team members are supposed to give the report, which gives the report based on the facts, and that is truthful for taking further decisions. Due professional care is being taken care while conducting the assessment. Confidentiality, assessment team, personnel involved in the assessment and the personnel involved in the scheduling of the assessment maintain the confidentiality. Independence, we have the independence at all the levels to give the confidence to the users that the whatever whatever decision, whatever assessment has been conducted or the decision has been taken free from the bias and the conflict of interest.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. We have 2 minutes left for the session. Thank you. Ashok sir, are you there?
Mr. Ashok? I think we lost you, Mr. Ashok.
Yeah. Ashok sir, are you there? I think there's some connectivity.
He's disconnected, sir. He's not there.
Yeah, he has some connectivity issue. Okay. Anyways, I'm not able to see any queries posted by any of the participants in the Q&A box.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So without any further delay, we will move on to our next topic. Yeah. So our next topic is again a very. I'm able to hear my own.
Yeah, there's an echo, Dr. Geeta. But go ahead.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Dr.
So,
Wait, Dr. Geeta. Mr. Ashok Kumar has joined. Ashok,
sir, we are not able to hear you, Ashok sir.
ऑडियो कनेक्टेड नहीं है I think. अभी म्यूट हो.
Yes, sir. Sorry for that, sir. It always happens जब कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस होता है या कुछ होता है. So I'll go back to my presentation.
Sure.
Sir, last 1 minute बचा हुआ है आपका. हाँ.
Okay, sir. I don't know, I was here at this place. So we have these principles that we follow for the auditing. These are the core values that NABL is maintaining, that all we derive these all core values from our 17011 ISO standard. We are following 17011 ISO document. And so for that, objectivity, impartiality is there in all the operations of NABL and we maintain at all times. Confidentiality of information is there in all the levels. Transparency in decision making, where the decisions, like in the committee, we take the decisions, we give utmost transparency to the laboratories for the decision making. Interaction with the stakeholders, we have been doing the interactions with the stakeholder. Last time we did one such interaction in Mumbai, February 2nd, probably the date. So this way NABL is engaging the stakeholders for improvement and strengthening NABL accreditation system. We are maintaining timelines of accreditation process. Our system is third party attestation, where the third party means they're not the NABL directly involved in there in the judging the competence, only the peer assessors or the peer doctors who are there for their assessment. These are the important changes that wanted to highlight. That's I'll finish in 1 minute. So this program is there, medical imaging facility accreditation program is there as under ISO 15189. We have also initiated this mobile laboratory concept when the COVID was there. So you all know the ISO 15189 2022 version is there, and that for that transition period has been defined, and that transition period is of 3 years till 31st of December 2025. We have to complete our transition. MELT is a new scheme. NABL has launched a new scheme for the smaller labs which are there in the tier 3 cities or in the outskirts, so where the quality infrastructure is not there. So there for those areas we have launched a scheme, that is a MELT scheme. This is a medical imaging that we have introduced medical imaging as a new discipline under the ISO 15189. Now it's a part of our application. So these are the major groups which are there in the medical imaging discipline. These are projectional radiography and fluoroscopy, computed CT, MRI, ultrasound, nuclear medicine, interventional radiology. These are the documents that we have for medical imaging application form. There is a specific criteria for this medical imaging scope. specific criteria for accreditation of medical imaging confirmatory assessment bodies. And this now the labs can apply for the medical imaging under the 15189 individually or with the laboratory disciplines. They can apply along with the laboratory disciplines, and the application can be made on the online portal, and there is an app for that.
So I would request you to wind up.
I told you this for sensitizing the medical testing. Okay, so that's all about the this MELT scheme is also a quality assurance scheme. It's not covered under the APAC and ILAC MRA. So these are
Ashok
the
ji, we have overshoot the time, Ashok ji. We'll have to conclude the session.
Sure, sir. I'll conclude with this slide only. So these are the documents, and the application can be made on the portal for the MELT scheme also. Basically, the intent of medical this MELT scheme is to get the laboratories which are there in the tier 3 cities for gaining accreditation. So that's all we have. This is just another slide for the scope that we cover in the MELT scheme. So with this, sir, I stop.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashok Kumar, sir. I think that was a very informative session, and you explained us in detail what NABL accreditation is and what is the accreditation process if one has to apply for an NABL accreditation, what are the core values and the principles of auditing that are followed at NABL. So thank you so much.